Hey up troops, welcome back to the Litanah army. I'm Litanah, and today we're playing Endless Space 2. Now, the good thing about this game is it's on sale at the minute on Steam, so it is on there in the Steam sale. It's not a big summer sale or nothing that they've got at the minute, it's just a little flash sale like they do. But I've had this game in the library for ages, and I thought I would show you guys just how it is. If you've got new game there, you've got quick start and you've got beginner. So it's your first time with the 4X game. If you just click new game, and we can pick our faction on here. So I'll just show you the races that you've got. So you've got the Sophos, who are like a technological race.
Choose science.
They look pretty
Choose
awesome.
Recklessness. Choose the softens.
Bit of a train spotting thing there. So these are like the technology race that you can use. They're a really good faction, a good starting faction, because you get a lot of stuff opened up early on, and really good for like exploring and that kind of thing and building up your planets. You've got the Cravers.
The swarm.
So these are like an insectoid life form, and these are basically hunter-gatherers, a bit like, I don't want to say it because might get some hate from the Star Trek fans, but a bit like the Klingon race, kind of like a race of fighters and hunters. So they like crave like the military kind of tactic and the military way of playing the game. And you've also got the when I first played the game, these were the only two races you could pick: the Sophos and the Cravers.
Be consumed.
But now,
the hive.
Very good. And now you've got the Lumeris.
Families want you.
Okay, so these were a coming soon race when I first got the game, and these are a society that revolves around trade, economic deals, economic growth, and doing business. Seemed like a really fun group to play. Like I said, I've not played them myself, but again, the game looks fantastic, and these just look, I mean, it all just looks gorgeous. So if you want to go down the trade and economic route, then you'd go for the Lumeris. You've got the Vidyani.
Choose the cleansing light.
Alright, so victims of a classic cycle of over-industrialization. So these are like a lost race, probably a bit like the Eldar, if you like, from the Warhammer world. The Vidyani was saved by technology, culled from the ruins of virtual endless. So these races, I don't really know what their speciality is. Their affinity and traits. Let's have a look. Fast travel, fearless warriors, legendary heroes, and xenobiology. So these really are a true alien type race by the look of it. Religious, Federation, and Chiname. What's Chiname? Oh, the home planet of where they are. Okay, cool. Now this is the faction I want to play today. I'll look at the others, so I'm going to come to the United Empire last. So the Horatio, these are quite new as well.
Horatio, great again.
Okay, so these are kind of like the, these are like the rich, the wealthy class. So again, I mean, these are going to be to do with trade and technology and, getting access through money, through the wealth that they've got. But this stands out, doesn't it? Dictatorship. So that's kind of the way that they're going. That's the way that their empires run. So a little bit haughty, a little bit above, a bit aloof, if you like, compared to the other races. But they could be quite fun to play, especially for people who like the high elves in the Warhammer world. And then Riftborn, again, never seen these before.
Lead us. Save us.
Wow, that looks awesome. Alright, so the Riftborn, hailing from an alternate dimension, I can't even see because it's too white there. Orthogonal to the endless universe. The Riftborn would have happily led out their abstract, timeless existence, entirely ignorant of galactic strife, were it not for a breach that pre-anticipated a disaster of unimaginable proportions. So this is kind of like, they're kind of here, they don't want to be here, but they're going to tear everything up now that they are here. So they've got Vanguard, which is their home planet, they're part of a republic, and they're industrialists. I think maybe at a later date I would probably love to try these. You can look at each faction's ships down here, look. So if you go across, look, you can look at what their ships look like, which is awesome. And also Endless Space 2 has just released the bombers and fighters patch, which means that you've now got bombers and fighters actually in the battles, which is great. Oh, that looks cool.
The
so if you look,
where science and a reckless disregard for survival go hand in hand.
God, the Sophons talk a lot. So these are the ships from them, from the Sophos. They all look pretty cool. I'm not going to go through every ship, every faction. So we're going to pick the United Empire. So these guys are industrialists.
Needs you.
Okay, these have kind of got a Starship Troopers kind of thing from it. These are like the humans, if you like, the Terrans, and the people that you know, we're looking to colonize as much as what we can through industrial influence and political swing. So let me start off with their opening cinematic. So I'm going to leave everything here because we've kind of preset everything up how I want it to be, I think. I don't know if you can turn pirates off, because one of the things you can have is pirates, and I hate pirates. Random events. You know what? Let's just leave everything in. Whatever. So start. Here we go. So I'll show you like the precursor. But so far, Endless Space 2 has been absolutely fantastic. But this, what I'm looking to do is just show you the menus. I'm just going to play turn 1 in this video. And it'll just help you with getting started in Endless Space 2. And it'll just mean that you can hopefully enjoy the game.
Under the visionary leadership of Emperor Zelivus, we have become a proud and powerful nation. It is time to rise up, grasp our future, and seek our destiny among the stars. Imagine the future that we can build. We shall construct great fleets, send them out to make great discoveries, and through their conquests, secure our place in this rich galaxy. We will discover new sciences and new life. We will greet new peoples and turn them into new patriots. Together, we shall leave our mark on history. For together, we can become anything our hearts desire. Whatever the cost, whatever the effort, let us not shy away from the greatness that is our birthright.
Then you've got like the dystopia background. Contrast springs to mind.
It is a time of great peace and prosperity for the Empire. Usurpers have been vanquished, disagreements resolved, wars ended. The Empire is truly united. Now is the time for your great nation to forge a path to the stars, to bring your great civilization to other worlds, to impress upon any other races you discover that your way is the best way.
Exactly. I try and tell people that all the time. Okay, so this is where it can get a little bit overwhelming for new players. So you start off with this galaxy, and you can roll your mouse wheel in and out, and I'm going to roll out to start with just to show you the size of this game. You know, so this is the galaxy that we're in. Don't panic, it doesn't go past this. Just one galaxy for this, and then we go in, look, and this is where we are in Bashir. Can you change the name of that? No. Okay, so if you zoom in bit by bit, you can see there. So this is like the long view there, and you can see the paths going out of the system that we're in. So you know, you've got 3 lanes going out, which is actually good. The fewer lines into your area, the better, because it's easier to defend. So what we've got then, let's go in and look at our system and see what we've got. Oh, we've got 4 planets, which is great. A saved game that I remember a while ago, I only had 2 planets, which was tricky. So these are the planets that we've got. So we've got Raya. You usually start with this planet, no matter what system you're in. And Raya's like your starting planet for the Empire. And it's Terran, it's temperate, and it's got fertile land on it, which is great. And it says to you down here, this one's colonized, and it's got 3 population points in it there, and I'll go over them in a second. We've got Bashir 4 over here, and this is colonizable, but we've not colonized it yet, and it's sub-Terran. Oh, so this right, this is something that's on there, and we've got a high chance, if you look in the bottom left, high chance of finding luxury resource deposit, strategic resource point, low chances loot, which is actually good. So we could colonize that, and that would be quite useful maybe in turn 2. It's a cold planet, so cold worlds offer harsh but stable environments where strict discipline and careful deliberations are key to survival. Perhaps this is why science tends to prosper. So the warm planets tend to have better industrial workers, and the colder planets tend to have better science workers. And it's boreal, so typified by dense magnetic cores of molten iron. Boreal planets allow scientists to explore a range of atmospheric electromagnetic and cosmic ray interactions in a chilly climate. Expect hardwood and shaggy-haired mammals. So it's great. I love how the game kind of really gives a feel for that planet. So by that description, and even if you look at the picture there over on the left, it really does give you a feel for what Bushia 4 looks like. So let's get back over to Raya at the minute then. So this is Raya, and now for each population point that you've got, it tells you what makes up that population point. So we've got 3 population points you can see there down the side. It is as simple as that, and however many of these little pieces of pie, if you like, that it's got going around the side, this is how many you can fit on the planet. So this one's actually a huge planet and can fit lots on. The smaller planets, if it were hospitable, which it's not, this one could fit 3 on because it's obviously smaller. And it's because it's a toxic planet, and this one is a lava planet, so you're not going to get much living on these planets. So this one, the first 2 points in our population there are made up by Imperials. So if you look in the bottom left there, so there are many paths to these humanoids, though they tend to prefer economic and military development. Political opinions, industrialists. The Empire population count 2, and that's because we've got 2 points in there, look. And in here we've got the Hisho, aggressive and martial. The Hisho are known for their willingness to defend their honor and their allies. So it's made up of 3 different population sections. Now if you look on, if we go into the planet just a little bit further, I don't want that at all. So if we go into planet scan, so let's go in there and then we want planet scan. How awesome does this look? This gives you everything, like temperature, the metallic structure, the global structures. I mean, this is incredible detail by 4X Games here. So if we come out of there again, and I'll just go to system management scan, and if you look on there, this is what each population point gives to you. So on Raya, for each population point, we get 4 science points, we get 8 food points, 4 industrial points, and then 6 dust. And I'm going to explain what they are next. But that's per point. So, example, with this one, for example, with the tech points, because we've got 3 population points on that planet, yep, so rather than just get the 4, we actually get 12. So if I come out of here, and if you look on Raya there, we've got the planet science production is actually 12 because we've got 3 lots of 4. It does all the math for you. It's not as mathematical as it sounds. I'm just doing this as a to explain to you guys, just to simplify it all down. So we've got 24 planet food production. So this is what do you know how much food the planet's got and kind of how well they live, if you like. These are the production points. So this is like for building improvements and building things up, and ships, if you like. You know, if you're going to have somewhere that's going to be building your fleet ships, you need something with a good planet production. Dust is planet dust is just it's money, basically. They've made the little symbol like a little coin, and that's because it is the currency in the game. And then you've also got the planet science production points. If you're going to research new technologies and expand your race and your colony, you're going to need to expand this area. And then what's going to be important for us is influence production. Now for our particular faction, the Empire, we're going to need lots of this because we can use that to unlock other things like laws, you know, for our galaxy and things like that later on. So all this is really important stuff, and on the planet you can actually build. I've just gone too far in, zoom back out. These are the things what you can build. So you've got cerebral reality, and it shows you the effects down at the bottom, again in the bottom left. So that gives us plus 15 science and plus 15 dust as well, which is the currency in there. But I don't think that's good enough for us. We want to focus on industry. Now this one costs 160 industry points, and it takes 5 turns to build. And it gives us plus 10 food and plus 10 industry points on that. But I think I'm going to go for this one. This is a Xeno industrial infrastructure. Now this costs 280 to build. Bearing in mind this one costs 160, so it's quite a lot more expensive, and it takes 8 turns. But we get plus 10 because we've got a fertile planet. Yeah, because it's fertile there, look. So we're going to get plus 10 because it's a fertile planet, plus 10 because it is a planet, and plus 10 because it's a temperate planet. Did we have temperate? Yeah. So overall there, we're going to get plus 30 into our production, and that's per person. So, you know, that's going to really boost our productivity massively. Sorry, it's not per person, that's overall. So we'd automatically jump our productivity on that planet up to 42 just by having this. So that's what I'm going to build first. That's going to be our first port of call, and that's now in the queue. Now you can queue more things up if you want. I tend to do it as I'm going, You know, and you can research a bit like in Civilization, 3 onwards. You can get wonders that you can build as well. And these give you all extra stuff like the improved loyalty. They make people more devoted and feel great. And it has great political impact as well. You know, see there on the scientist. But that's not really for us. And you can also build ships in there as well. If you want to build another patrol, you want to build a settler. So if you look down here, this one down at the bottom in the bottom left again, that costs 113 production points and takes 4 turns. And all that would do is jump into the queue. It's probably not a bad idea to build a settler early on, just so you can colonize more planets. So we'll put a settler in the queue as well. You don't have to do that, but that's just personal preference that I like to do. So that's kind of the overview of the planets and how they work, you know. So it's not, there's nothing like overly essential here, or there's nothing that's overly complicated just yet. It is overwhelming with what all the buttons mean and all the stats, but you don't need a lot of this stuff yet. Political sensitivity, you know, so shows how citizens of this system react to political events. This will influence the result on the next election. So we react a lot, you know, they're highly reactive to industry, which is great. And we know they're going to be like that. You can see the political swing on these guys because they're industrialists, so that ups that. So let's start over here. We'll open the Senate screen. I'll show you guys this, because it's really cool. So this is the Senate screen. Now, we've got a potential leader there. Dmitry Lenko is hanging about. And if we go over to this first mission, the hero recruited mission, Dmitry Lenko has joined your empire. So what we can do with that, we can go hero management. Now we can assign Dmitry either to the fleet if we want, or we can assign him to the system. Now because our system's new, we kind of need a leader, and Dmitry's going to be our guy. So we're going to assign him to the system. And there we go, so to the Bashir system there, and we'll confirm that. Dead straightforward. So now he is in charge of the Dmitry system, the Bashir, the whole system. So he's now, you know, the governor, if you like, of this entire area. So we'll go back to the Senate screen, because that opens up some things for us. Now we've got this dust windfall, which is great. I'll just read this out to you what it does. Again, it's in the bottom left. So builders somewhat justifiably don't always have the greatest reputation when it comes to completing projects on time and on a budget. The incentive to drag things out, especially in major public works funded by the government, can be overwhelming. This law, however, can help alleviate this issue by offering attractive dust completion bonuses. So the effect is you get 10% of industry spent for any construction converted into dust at the end, which is great. So that's an extra little money thing that we've got coming in. Now, when I talked about influence being important and building up your influence, if you look, the law's upkeep there doesn't cost anything to upkeep, but we've already got the dust windfall on there. You know, so this law is automatically activated when the political party is in power. So that kind of comes with it. And these are the other laws that you can put on there. You know, look, new colony. Everybody loves good news from the frontiers of the empire. And this legislation helps to formalise and encourage the feel-good factor that comes with founding a new colony on a distant world. As well as insinuating an official period of national celebration, this rule further fosters the whole population's sense of contentment by lowering barriers for industrial expansion. Now, we're not on a new planet, so we don't really need that. But it is the way that we want to go. Let's have a quick look at this. We've got super tax that we can put in there. No matter how well you try and sell it, when taxes go up, nobody is happy. While it won't lead to a revolution, the latest hike in value-added tax causes some discontent in the population. And you know, you've got others on there. So let's do the new colony thing. Let's just put that on there. So we'll pass that law. And this Senate breakdown, which is great, this shows the build-up of followers. So we know we've got 3 industrialists and 1 militarist like faction on there. So that's the representatives that are on the planet, and this is like the breakdown of them. So we've got these 2 active laws in place now. We know the breakdown that the planet sways more towards the industrialist, and we know it's the Hisho, if you remember that, the other race that's on our world, or the militarists on there. It's good not to overlook them though and keep them happy, because the Hisho and the militarists are good at defending the planet, building good ships, and we also get some really good quests and events from them later on. So that's kind of like the Senate screen up to now. So let's just go on here. So hero recruited, and we'll go on hero management, and I'll just show you, if we inspect him, So he's got his ship design here that you can play about with, which is awesome, you know, so we can up his ship and make his ship something better. If you've got someone who's leading like a military fleet, then that's great. For this ship, we're going to make it maybe faster and have a bit of armor on it. But I'm not going to touch the ship just yet. That's for another turn or for way later on in the game. And then we've got the skill tree. Now, we've got no points to spend, but, you know, the skill tree is broken down into 3 sections. At each turn, you're going to be earning up skill points, what you can put into this guy, into Dimitri, and move him up. Now, personally, I'm going to go to this one, which is the Council specific skills, because that's what he's going to be. So we can move, you know, move up towards these. Whereas if you want to go more Empire specific, you can go down this route. And then this route here, this is what all heroes can access. So this is kind of like a general tab, if you like. But he does start out with +5 hull plating absorption on the fleet. And his starting skill there is +5% production on the system, which is great. And I'll show you how that affects us. I'll just come back out there, out of hero management. So if you remember when we were looking at the planets, we said that the this one was going to take, let's have a look, 8 turns. So what you'll probably find is on the next turn, obviously that'll go down each one, but he'll actually add to this. So these timers will go down, obviously the better the hero gets and the more he scales up, you know, and that'll do better. And here, look at the top, if you're not sure, you've got the actual counter. So the dust there is going to go up 26 per turn. Population is not going to move just yet. And we've got this little star on here. That's the Empire Influence, +6 each turn as well. So it's good. Planet there's content, that's your system approval that you've got there. System representatives, so we've got 3 industrialists and 1 militarist. And then Dmitry Lenko on there as well. And it shows our hero in there now, because he's overseeing our system. So, I've just looked at this, it says no research queued, so let's look at some research. This has changed massively since I last played it, but I've had a quick read up today, and I've had a look, so I kind of understand it now. Now, you've got military, so if you're going to go down the military route, you just, you know, you put these dots in, and it kind of moves up that way. And that's obviously to get things like, ooh, so if we go down there, you can see they're focused on military equipment, defense, weapons, manpower, etc. This one is the technology focused one on population, diplomacy. So that's industry, oops, get the tooltip back up there. Industry, strategic resource, dust and trade. We saw one of the other races that would be really good for, but that doesn't really fit what we're doing. The technology focused one, so that's science, exploration and colonization. Maybe the Sophos would probably go down that route. But for us, we want this one. So this is focused on empire growth, influence, diplomacy, population, and approval. Now, you'd think that we'd go down the production route, but we're not. We're going to go down, which would be this one, but we're not. We're actually going to go down this route because I want to get influence points so we can unlock things using the influence. So to start us off, we've already got this one. So I'm going to start, this is probably the better one to go for, efficient shielding. Can I start with that? I can. So efficient shielding is great because by augmentation of natural magnetic characteristics of the hull material and using lighter alloys in construction, this improved ship gives bonus to tonnage and improves kinetic and missile defense. That makes your ships really hard to kill, so the earlier we can get that, the better. So I usually rush that one no matter what I'm playing. You know, I go for that first, and then I start looking more into what we're going to do after that. But if you guys have bought this for the first time in the Steam sale, and you're looking at Endless Space 2 as a first playthrough, it's worth taking some time in here, maybe spending 20 minutes and half an hour just looking at what each skill does, you know. But for now, I know I always start off with that one, because I like that one and it keeps my ships alive. Right, so the next one then, the economic status. Here you can see all the resources that you've got. We've not got any trades going off just yet, because we've not met anybody. The science tree you can get to up there, and then this is your fleet management as well. So we're going to go, I don't use this screen very much to fleet management, unless I'm just looking at what ships I've got alive and where they are. So for later in the game, yeah, you know, this can be important. But the way that you move your ships around, if you just come out a little bit to about this size, what I tend to do then, I click on the fleet, and if you look, we've got a settler and we've got a patrol. Now, what I first do, if you click on the patrol, down here at the bottom, we've got these launch probes, and these launch probes can go and explore different areas. Now, we've only got 2 ways off the system, so we can send one that way, and we'll send the other one that way. And they'll go out now. They won't normally find anything straight away. Sometimes they do if you've got a really close system to you, but they'll go out now, and they'll go out for 5 turns looking for what they can find, and then we can do that. Now, I'm going to keep the patrol ship with us, because there's no point in sending him out just yet. and the settler ship can stay. Now, we can probably colonize, because we've got nothing near us and we've only got 2 routes in, we can probably colonize the other planet. You know, so we can probably colonize Bushia 4. I don't think that would be a bad idea. So if we look at the settler ship, okay, so there's the settler ship, and if we right click then on this colonizable planet here, oh, that one's already colonized. Inhospitable, colonized. Okay, so we want to move, let me just get the thing on there. Colonize this planet. This will consume your colonization ship and create an outpost. This system is... So we can't do that just yet, so we need to wait for that because it's got the red text along the bottom. But also, ultimately, that's the turn 1. You know, that's what you would do. Click these down the right hand side. You get your missions and things down the right hand side, these little tabs that come across. Again, a bit like if you're familiar with Total War, you'll be quite used to these coming up down the side. So you've now, your Empire now has access to Transmine. You can use it to upgrade your system in the economy screen. Now, we can't do much with the economy screen yet because, as I said, we're not trading. But it's always good to have these things. And what else have we got? Empire has access to ionic crystals, and you can use these to upgrade your systems in the economy screen. So again, you know, it's another decent one that we've got. So that is turn 1, really. You know, all you would do then is click end turn for there. We've pretty much got everything covered. Hero recruitment, I think we've pretty much done everything there. And we've just done that. I click done. So that's all our tabs gone. The ship's still flashing down here, just above the end turn section down the bottom right. You can see that's still flashing. It's because we haven't moved all the ships yet, but we've only got 2 ways out of the galaxy, so there's not really much point in us moving them 2 ships just yet. We've got a science moving. We know how the planets work now. We know that we're going to colonize, we're going to colonize Bushia 4. Okay, so there we go. So we've got settlers going there. So that is turn 1, and you just click end turn. And just wait for that to tick over. And that's great. Don't worry about pausing the game, guys, because it's... Oh, we've discovered another... oh, no, have we discovered something? No, not yet. Anything down here? Nope. So we're quite a way out here, which is... You know, that's quite good. We could be quite well defended this far out, because we'll see anything coming that's on its way to us, which means we can defend and prepare quite quickly. So guys, that is pretty much Endless Space 2 and everything what you need to know for now. If you want me to carry on this series and you want to see me going into turn 2 and you want to see me explain a bit more and open up the game, let me know. If you're going to buy it yourself and you're going to play it, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts on it, or what is it that you like about the game that's making you buy it. It's quite menu heavy, but as I said, it makes up for that in the fact it's graphically gorgeous and the gameplay is... It gets absolutely intense as time goes on. There's a lot of micromanaging going around, so for those of you that like that, who can do 50 jobs at once in games, this is definitely the game for you. But if you're not subscribed to the Litanah Army, make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. Take care.